Hello, this is Goku Photo71, and I'm back. This time to talk about more Lego One Piece. Now, this has not yet been official, but we all know, we all but know that we are getting it. These are reliable leaks. So I am more faithful that we're getting it. We have some other cool leaks that I might talk about in this video. Probably will save it to another video. But what I wanted to talk about is I've been debating and having conversations with people that think the 3,400 piece set, roughly, is going to be the Going Merry. Now, I don't think people understand how small the Going Merry really is and how ridiculous that would be. Now, to make my point, I actually want to show you some Lego sets to kind of give you a scale perspective. Now, this right here, this is your standard size Lego ship. This is a 4-masted ship. Now, obviously, this is like a bigger scaled one. This does have an interior. I'm not going to really show it. There are parts at the bottom here and all that. But this, where the Going Merry is 2 sails. It has a sail in the back, and then it has only one of these. Doesn't even have this and this. It only has one of these. This ship is considered a 4-masted ship. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is a very large ship. Now, this comes from a set, just so we can get kind of prices. This comes from a set that is $200. But, in the back of me, which I'm not going to really get out, it's probably around 50 to 100 pieces of that set. So this is probably $50 worth of Legos here, in the terms of what they sell them for. Meaning, this set, the 3,400 piece set, at the very bare minimum, if they did great piece for price, which they probably won't do it, would be double the price of this. So we're talking about a Going Merry, a very tiny ship, twice the size of this massive ship right here. Now we're going to get into, I will talk about one of the leaks, because we are going to get into a set that is going to be a ship that will be massive, that will be around that price point, but that ship makes sense. Now, the next set I want to bring up is not a minifigure scale set. But this is actually around that piece point. That probably is a little over 1,000, maybe somewhere in between 1,000 to 1,500. I'm not sure, because that is not a set by itself, so I can't just go grab the piece count. But it's probably in that neighborhood. Now this one is around 3,300. Okay. This is the scale that we are talking. Now, this is nowhere near as big as what the Going Merry would be, and it's breaking because, of course. This is also using a lot of small pieces. So I can imagine, and this is only a $250 set. So add another $100 to it. But this is using a lot of smaller pieces. Like there is this piece in the back here that I can't take off to show you. Maybe I can. Yeah, it has a lot of... Okay, that just ruined everything. So I'm going to try to put that back on. Okay, this has a lot of smaller pieces like this right here. I'm going to have to figure out... There's a lot of small pieces here. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that back on later on to kind of show you. But it has a lot of smaller pieces, a lot of things going into it. So it's one of those things where that's very important to know. Okay? Now, we actually have a one-piece ship. This is not a Lego set. This is not official. And it actually breaks really easily, so I don't recommend buying this if you can find this, because it's not really good construction, but it looks neat. It actually was really cool. It has a full interior right here. It's the Thousand Sunny. Now, if they do the Thousand Sunny, absolutely that price per piece makes sense, because this is actually kind of cramped for what it is. if you add another 1,000 pieces, so I'm not going to tell you the price for this because the price doesn't matter. This was about 2,000 pieces, maybe a little bit more. And so if you add in 1,500 pieces to this and make this 1,500 pieces larger, also has a lot of cool printed pieces. And the sale. But if you add that into it, you do get to about that. And so this is possible. If they're going to do one anime set, this is possible. And that would be 9 minifigs. That I think is possible. Now, could the big set actually have a Going Merry in it? Absolutely. It could be the Pradier, and in the Pradier, you could get a Going Merry. That could be how you get the Going Merry if they wanted to be kind of sleazy. But I think the Going Merry is going to be one of the cheaper sets. Even if it's a $100 set, that makes a little bit more. But I think it's going to be the $50 or $100 or $50 or $80 set. Those make sense to me. Because think about it. That ship is tiny. It would only use 2 of these like ship pieces here. Or if you look at this ship right here, this ship has 1, 2, 3 ship pieces. You're not going to use all that many. Like, where are the pieces? Anybody who wants to come here and explain where are the pieces? How do you make a Going Merry bigger than this? Now, how do you make something bigger than this? Well, you do. And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about, because we are getting a Black Pearl. The Black Pearl is actually going to be, I think, a little bit more. Actually, I think it's going to be less pieces. I think the Black Pearl is actually going to be less pieces. So you're saying a 4-masted ship, similar in size to that ship, minifigure scale, is going to be less pieces than the Going Merry. Anybody who thinks the big set's going to be the Going Merry, you are sadly mistaken. Unless they're going to do it in this scale right here, which is possible. This scale right here, where they make it where it's not minifigure scale. I think it's like 4-inch figure scale. If they do it that way, then no, that's possible. And then they have a stand. But then you don't have your minifigs that actually go into the set. Now you just have a blank one-piece set. Like, they could do that, but I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to make minifigure scale sets and then make a not minifigure scale set. I also don't think we're going to get BrickHeads. People were talking about BrickHeads. I don't think any of those sets are going to be BrickHeads. I think they're going to just be minifigure scale sets. We're getting 5 sets. They can do something neat. I kind of ran down last time what I think they're going to be. We are going to get probably a cool printed sale like this. That's going to be awesome. But yeah, I could be wrong. But I am going to die on my sword until we see evidence that I am wrong. Because I am looking at what is likely to happen. Not based on, oh, it's the main character ship, so it has to be the biggest set. No, that makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like saying they're doing it's like just because something is the main thing, is the most recognizable thing. Hey, maybe this will be the big set. Maybe it'll be a buildable straw hat. Let's hope not. But yet again, just because it's the biggest thing, does it make sense to be at a certain scale? The Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean makes sense to be a 3,000 piece set. Like, this is not a highly detailed ship. It's fairly detailed. It's actually a really good size ship. The Black Pearl makes sense at that scale. The Going Merry, there is no way they can do that and it make any type of sense. They would be doing some really, really weird things that nobody wants them to do. But if you disagree, explain how they do it. Explain how they do a 3,400 piece minifigure scale Going Merry based on that it is a 2-masted ship. It is a very tiny ship. Like, if you actually look at the Going Merry compared to the Thousand Sunny, it's very tiny. It's like a quarter of the size. A quarter of the size. Think about that, a quarter of the size. Let's get some this right here is a lot closer to the size. Look. Now this is a little bit smaller, but it's a lot closer than what it would be to that, and especially this right over here. So this is a lot bigger as well. Well, we'll see what LEGO does. This is Goku Photo 71. And I'll see you next time, YouTube. And when there are updates, I will talk about them. And I will admit if I'm wrong. Because that is what I do. Goodbye.